So we created we set the pom.xml file out here, the pom.xml files, the author, Maven, Flyway, the DV and DV core dependency, and after that, that's we already saw how can we copy the script file from the Hibernate creation script files. That's we already changed it here. The our application.yml files, we put a null or validate null validated. It will take over the priority from the Flyway with this the class path directory in the dv.migrations, and we have a two migration script. We already said this migration is with all the definition with your table definition, your columns names, and so on and so forth. You can see all the informations what we define into our domain models, our ORM models. So you see the one tables, you see that the second tables you created here, and then this is the third tables that you need to be created as third tables. So then the relationship between the one user when the user has a one-to-one related with the user registration profile, and one user has a one-to-many related user role definition. That's we already exactly defined into our domain models, our registry domain models. If you go to the domain models again, and so see that exactly the one-to-one related with Spring user registration profiles, and then you have a one-to-many related, many-to-one related, unidirectional many-to-one related with user registration roles. So define exactly the same definitions. We got the copy from the EML files, from the Hibernate creation schema file. We just simply copy it, and then we put a semicolon for each of the tables. And after that, Kubctl is created with version 1 and version 2 sequence created, and we run the script, and as it is working properly. So we already run the applications. Let's have a check. Is it how it is going? So if you see the result, which application is running, so 994 at same applications we have. So create, that is the most important part. You see the public schema is successfully validated schema, and it has a three sequences is created out of our definition. Flyway created the sequences is successfully applied to migration to the schema public, and then we have created our tables. So let's have a look what the information is in the database level is looking for. If I go to the database level schema information, so all things is created properly. Just refresh the database, your respective database, and I think this is exactly the same refresh created, the three sequences that we expected, what we defined in here in our schema. So if I go to the Java, and you see the schema creations, the user role schema started from 100, user registration 200, and user profile registration will be started 300. And then if you look for the database levels, the sequence exactly, the user profile is 300, and user registration is 200, and user role is the 100 is created. And then additional three tables table is created what we expected, and then three tables, and this is the one most important tables that we have here. So schema, Flyway schema, history tables. So for the Flyway case, if I look for the query tables, the query, what's the two version is there located, so we can go there, select start from start from the tables, which tables is located, how many migrations to at least two versions is created. So this is the most important tables that Liquibase is maintaining. The Flyway is maintaining these tables. So we have two versions, the version number 1 and version number 2, and the respective script, the DLL script, and then when it's created, is it successful or not, tree, and all the information is there. So you have is a next migrations is becoming 3, and then all the migration information that you require. So that means this is the most professional way, that I said, when you are working with a company or enterprise applications, normally we will do to use the Flyway or Liquibase is the most popular tools to migrate version control system database migration tools. That's the most important part. So if you see there is nothing there, there's nothing. We already run the applications. There is nothing there, so no application is running there. So there is no records. If I go to the do some test with the Postman's, with the application is running, that's we expected. So that's the expectations, and have some test with the application. So we got the idea. So you initially you create the schema by when you start the very beginning of the project. You start make some domain models, and they build the Hibernate, copy the domain models to build the initial script, and after that you can manually add the script, what you expected, what you need, and what you do. And this is the initial script, and the sequences, maybe next number, and those are here new in the database migration with Flyway. Please Google it and get the clear idea. So you said double underscore. This is the pattern, the convention of the writing the file systems. So we run the application, it's working what we expected. Now let's have a check with the Postman. Is the every application is working, everything that we expected. So if you see there here, so put it in 9998, so it's health checked. So health check is the up application, there is nothing there, so it's nothing there. So we create a one of the records, maybe they're sent. So the 200, so first records, you can see the second record, third record, and then it's everything properly working. So let's go to the database levels, and is everything is working. So database level, we'll go there. So 3 record is coming, that's what is it. There's no record is there. So 201, let's have a create one user registration role, with the specific 200 user 200. So we can change it to 200, and then maybe put it like that. So it's 200, 100, 101, 102, and so on and so forth. This is exactly what we expect. So that's exactly what we expect. Perfect. So now we will make new versions, and that's the reason why I said is a continuous integration, continuous deployment applications. That's my main idea for this presentation. So we very beginning we just put it like here, Hibernate will create the database schema models, database migrations. Now we put it like the Flyway or Liquibase. This both we have examples, and then we can simply migrate. Flyway take the migration with all the version systems that we need. Maybe version 20 version you need, 100 version with during the lifetime your project, maybe 5 years or 6 years, 10 years projects. That's a really perfect solution if you integrate the Flyway and Liquibase for the database migration system. That will be really a professional way to handle this one. So what we need to do now, we will create the versions out of this the release. So we can up the versions in a manual way. Maybe we can show version number 4, then we will do the stop the applications and create a new version out of our application. That's I already said, discuss here a little bit more discussion about how can you deploy the standalone jar file business. Even though we will discuss in the last screencast how can deploy the Docker Compose base, I already prepared it, but I will do in next screencast and discuss. And the Kubernetes also I already prepared it, we will do next screencast. So let's have a release with the standalone jar file with the new versions. We need to create the new versions. So you simply go to the project directory. So where project directory, if you see the project directory is here. So we have a pom.xml cls, it's with here. So we can and maven and clean, then we have install or packed, that doesn't matter, the skip and test and return true. That means we skip true. Then we create the new versions. It's a little bit slower today. So scanning, so it is building the user registrations, a new version of the my implementations. And this is that's I said there's clear integrations in the picture that we discuss.